Hi, I'm Anita of Explore Pilates. I'm here at Pilates Fit Studio in Louisville, Kentucky. Actually, it's Pee Wee Valley. I have three pieces of equipment. I have the gondola pole that is nice and tall. We use that on the reformer for the exercise gondola. And I have the 2x4, literally a 2x4 that's been covered and upholstered. And then I have our lovely foot corrector with metal plate and springs. Really, really tough springs and a brass base. So I'm going to pull this back a little tiny bit. I put together a warm-up that doesn't take very long, and it's a great prelude to the reformer footwork. And one of the things about being horizontal is that we tend to relax a little bit and it feels really comfy and we go along for the ride. The foot corrector gives us information regarding what the feet are doing on the foot bar versus what the powerhouse is doing. It's essentially lengthening away from the foot bar. And there's nowhere better to do this than on the foot corrector when you're upright and you really have to lift. I have a staggered Pilates V stance. My heel is down on the plate and the ball of my foot is over the metal plate. I'm going to try to square my hips, really stand into my standing foot and press down on the plate. Oops. I want to make sure that my feet are firmly anchored to the floor. And I'm going to lift up with the powerhouse, and 2, and 3, and release. I can step forward a little bit and then place the arch of my foot, the front knee is bent. Really trying to lift up into my powerhouse as I press down, inhale, and exhale. And resisting the urge to lean forward and hinge at the hips. I want to stay upright and press down and get taller. Okay, last one, inhale and exhale. I'm also making sure I'm not holding my breath. Now I've turned the foot corrector around and I've placed the center of my heel at the top of the metal plate. I'm going to push down on that same thing, lifting powerhouse and release. 2 and release. Last 1 and release. If I was doing this on my own, I would want to look straight ahead. Since I'm making video, I am going to tilt my head down a little bit. I'm going to press that metal plate down, try to keep the springs open, slide my foot back, and just watch that I don't get caught underneath the screw heads, and then slide my foot forward, and I'm lifting my powerhouse the whole time, and then close the springs. Okay? Open, or close rather. Inhale and exhale, or reverse your breath however you like. Exhale, maybe back. Inhale forward and release. Ooh, that one's a real kicker. All right, I'm going to bring the foot corrector over and repeat on the other side. Okay, so we'll see how this side does. And you can also do this exercise with the hands behind the head, really tractioning the back of the head up. So press down, and then you can use your hands as a reminder, tactile reminder to lift the powerhouse and back. And maybe as everything's pressing and lifting, your standing foot starts to wobble. Just remind yourself to lift up on the hip and press down on the feet. Ooh, and release. And last one. Get everything situated. Things are starting to slide around. Inhale and exhale. Okay. There's only so much you can do, right? All right, I'm going to put my hands on my hips. Arches. And find the center of the foot bar, the metal plate, and inhale, press down, and exhale. Standing foot must be anchored. Inhale, that's your opposition for lifting off of your hip. And exhale. Last one, inhale, and exhale. Having too much fun. I'm getting it. This is the third time I'm doing this today, so I'm a little bit giddy. And you're going to press down. It's the Pilates joy. Inhale and exhale. And this one is easier to really plant that standing foot. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift, and exhale. All right, we get to do that nice foot massage. Press, lift the toes. Foot is parallel to the floor. Press lift up. Exhale. Inhale. And press down. And pull back. And push forward. And lifting up. Woo! All right. So that was the foot corrector. And the next piece of small apparatus that we have is our handy dandy, I'm gonna cheat, the handy dandy 2x4. And it's nice, although it is nice to do it with heels together, toes apart, this might also limit you in terms of lowering your heels, because there's only, oh, actually I can go down today. I don't know how that happened. Okay, so I want to try to keep my ankle bones from crushing into each other, so I really have to wrap around the seat and pull my stomach in, and then I'm going to press to lift up, and I'm going to lower, making sure there is a little bit of space between the ankle bones. And I'll look straight ahead instead of at the camera, lifting up, and exhale, okay? So I like to do about 3 warm-up, you know, it feels kind of like a heel raise, so it's very familiar. I like to tap into that. And then we can start with the feet level to the floor, and we're just gonna do simple knee bends. Everybody knows what a squat is. We're gonna do it as if we're sliding down a wall. So instead of, you know, sticking your butt out and then leaning forward, we're gonna have our spine parallel to the gondola pole and then lift up. So that's also teaching us balance and lifting up. All right, let's get into the exercise. So we squeeze the heels and we lower like tendon stretch on the reformer. I don't know if I can keep my heels down, so I'm gonna let them float up a little bit. Bend the knees, slide down, okay? And then, what? The other way around, sorry. We're gonna lower down, okay? Push the heels down, lift, straighten legs, squeeze, and then you're gonna lift on up, okay? And bend down with the heels lifted, lower your heels, and then push, lift. And if you do this right, the gondola pole is not holding you up. It's just kind of like giving you a point of reference in space. We're going to reverse. Keep the heels up. Sorry, we're going to lower the heels, bend the knees, pick up those heels, but from your powerhouse, not easy to do, okay? So you keep the pelvis nice and tall, pull the heels up into your tailbone and lift up and lower and slide down. You gotta hold yourself with your powerhouse, pick the heels right up into your powerhouse and lift up into that. Oh my gosh. All right, now let's do some running, okay? So one heel lift up, press the other heel down, lift up. Because what we don't want, if I face the camera exactly, is this kind of thing, okay? Sometimes you might catch yourself doing it at the supermarket. I ask you, for the sake of your lower back and your hip health, not to pop a hip, okay? So, feet parallel, pressing down, lift waist, pressing down, lift other side, and here we go, 10, 9, 8, 7, hand light on the gondola pole, 5, 4, 3, lifting, 2, and 1. Yeah, good. All right, and we can actually do a little bit of pelvic lift, believe it or not. Okay, how are we going to do that? Lengthen up, press the feet down. Really cup your feet over the 2x4. And bring the tailbone a little bit forward, but keep your ribs where they were. Bend your knees, exhale. And lifting up, squeeze your glutes. I don't know. Inhale here, and exhale here. Try to keep the ribs back, and tailbone lengthened forward. Not tucked, lengthened forward. Exhale. And here's last one. And one more here. And one more here. That's going to feel so much easier on the reformer. Okay, so let's move the 2x4 out of the way. And we're going to go into, I'm trying to guess where midpoint is, and I do not want to be midpoint, so I'm going to be turned off a little bit to the side. I'm going to bring my feet in a wide, as wide as possible Pilates V stance, okay? maybe even more, maybe more like what you would have on the pedal, a little bit wider. And allow the tailbone to lower down to the floor, long, tall pelvis, okay? And knees, rather than falling in, they should track right over your toes, okay? Hang out here for a second. Really lengthen the tailbone down, and you really feel it both feet, okay? And you really feel your hip rotators, and you can even like swing hip side to side to really get that hip flexion. Okay, a deeper crease, and then come back up, okay? Press into the heels to lift the powerhouse. There's more foot, that's foot corrector action, right? And then so keep the powerhouse lifting as you lower down. I think my knees rolled in. I'm pretty sure my knees rolled in there. And then stay wrapped as you lift up, and stay wrapped as you go down. Whoa. This is no ordinary squat. Lift up, and keep the knees tracking, and you're going to straighten one leg and then come back to center, and straighten that leg and come back to center. Keep the hips wrapping, pelvis is tall, waist is lifting, and then come back up. We've got to do the other side, okay? So lowering down, wrap tall hips, and over to one side. The side is harder for me, and back to center. Could it also be that this is the third time I'm doing this? Possibly. Back to center. Off to the side, stay wrapped. Back to center. Whoa. And lifting up. We're all going to be walking with turnout. You can like sashay side to side if you have intention. All right, gondola proper. Here we go. So we lower down. Watch your knees. Make sure hips are wrapping. And straighten. You're going to push off that foot. You're going to push off this foot to bring yourself up. Lower down. And 2. Everything comes in 3s. Lift up. And lower down. Wrapping. Check the knees. Straighten. Now push off this foot to come on up. And take a small break. All right. Everything in position again. And knees tracking. And we're going to go the other way. Sorry, the other way. The other way is this way. And I'm going to push off this foot to come on up and down. This way, right? And I have to push off my right foot to come up and down. Push into the left foot to come over to the side. Really feel this wrap. Lift up. And we're done, okay? And you can do a little bit of parallel marching to release that hip, and also do a little bit of side to side. Get the internal rotation going on the hip. All right, woo, great. So I hope these exercises are helpful. They help me after long periods of sitting, after a long trip, after a long car ride, to open the car door, be able to step on my feet and stand up, because it's that hip strength that we sorely need. Okay, all right, have a great day. I hope it stays sunny. Okay, bye-bye.